Hi students, welcome to the session. Today we are going to learn trigonometric ratios. In this session, we'll try to cover all the basics of trigonometry which are required in many competitive exams. So let's have overview of the session. First of all, we'll learn meaning of T ratios. I mean trigonometric ratios. Then we will learn values of some important T ratios. Then you will have some solved examples. Then there will be a practice question exercise and the answer key. So let us move to the concept. First of all, let us discuss three important T ratios, I mean trigonometric ratios. I will use abbreviation, that is T ratios. So we can talk about all the T ratios in a right angle triangle only. What do you mean by a right angle triangle? It means a triangle which contains an angle of 90 degree, as you can see in the picture. Now if I consider triangle APM, PM is perpendicular, AM is base, AP is hypotenuse, and this is the angle theta, and this angle at point M, this angle is 90 degree, I mean right angle. Now coming to the very first trigonometric ratio, that is sine theta. Sine theta is what? Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So what is perpendicular in the triangle? That is PM. And what is hypotenuse here? AP. So it will become PM upon AP. Similarly, for cos theta, formula is base upon hypotenuse. In the triangle, base is AM and hypotenuse is AP. So formula becomes AM upon AP. Similarly, you can see tan theta formula is perpendicular upon base. So it will become PM upon AM. So these three are very important T ratios. We can have a mnemonic to learn all these values. It says Pandit Badri Prasad har har bole, Sona Chandi Tole. You must be aware of this mnemonic. Now, P means perpendicular, B means base, P again is perpendicular, H stands for hypotenuse. Again, H and B, they stands for hypotenuse and base respectively. Now, what do you mean by this S, C and T? S means sine, C means cos, T means tan. So it will give you all the values. That is sine theta is P upon H, cos theta, cos of any angle, that is B upon H, tan theta is P upon B. The similar formulas that we have discussed. So you can learn this mnemonic once again. This is Pandit Badri Prasad har har bole, Sona Chandi Tole. Now we can talk about reciprocals of all these three T ratios, and these are cosecant theta. What is cosecant theta? That is reciprocal of sine theta. So cosecant theta is nothing but 1 upon sine theta. Similarly, secant theta is 1 upon cos theta, and cotangent theta is 1 upon tan theta. With the same logic, with the values of sine, cos and tan, you can derive the formulas for all these new 3 T ratios. Now this is something very important. There are 3 trigonometric identities. You should remember all these things. The very first property says sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So whatever be the value of theta, all identities remain true. That is the meaning of an identity. So these identities are independent of theta. The first identity says sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Second says 1 plus tan square theta is equal to secant square theta. In some books, this is written as secant square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. Both are the same things actually. Reshuffling of the terms only. And third says 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosecant square theta. That is cosecant square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. So once again I'm writing this, because in many books you will find this representation. Now you can generate a mnemonic to learn these two identities as well. If you remember second identity, then you can easily remember third identity. How come? Just assign co before secant and co before tan. I mean, the original was secant square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. After assigning co before both t ratios, it will become cosecant square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. You should learn it by heart. Okay, there is one more thing. Let me do one change here. It should be pi radian. This is not degree, guys. This is pi radian. So it says pi radian is equal to 180 degree. These two are separate representations. Pi radian is equal to 180 degree, and this is equal to two right angles. As we have discussed that one right angle is always equal to 90 degree. So definitely two right angles will be equal to 180 degree. So what is the main thing to remember here? This thing. Pi radian is equal to 180 degree. Now there is a question based on this. It says convert 135 degree into radians. We'll apply the same formula here. We know that pi radian is equal to 180 degree. Now just apply unitary method. So we can say that 1 degree will be equal to pi by 180 radian. And what is asked here? 135 degree. So it will become 135 into pi by 180, which will give you 3 pi by 4 radians. That is the answer in this case. So whenever there is a question of conversion of radian into degrees or vice versa, you can apply this formula. That is a question of just unitary method. That will be very, very easy question. So don't skip these kind of questions. Okay. Answer is 3 pi by 4 that we have seen. Now, yes, this is very, very important. This table shows values of some important t ratios. See, we have 6 t ratios. These are the angles which are really very important. 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree. So you should remember the value of all t ratios at these angles. So let us see how can we remember them. Sine 0 degree is 0, sine 30 degree is half, sine 45 degree is 1 upon root 2, sine 60 degree is root 3 by 2, and sine 90 degree is 1. Now how can we write in one go? Again there is a mnemonic. Simply write 0 to 4 in a line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Divide every term by 4. Then take its square root. So what is 0 by 4 its square root? It will give you 0. What is 1 by 4 its square root? It will give you half. What is root of 2 by 4? That is 1 upon root 2. 60 degree will give you, sine 60 degree I mean to say, it will be root 3 upon 2, and sine 90 degree will be 1. So if you don't remember this table, if you are not able to remember this table, you can write the whole table in this manner. But it is recommended that you learn this table. Okay, now how to write cosine line? I mean all the values of cos theta at these particular angle. Just write the above line in reverse order. I mean this one will come here, then this root 3 by 2, then 1 upon root 2, then half, then this 0. We are writing the above line in reverse order. Now what is tan? Now we know that tan theta is sine theta upon cos theta. So if tan theta is sin theta upon cos theta, in previous two lines we have written all the values of sin theta and cos theta. Simply you can divide them and you can get the value. For example, what is tan 0? This will be 0 upon 1. What is tan 30 degree? It will be half upon root 3 by 2. I'm using previous two values and I'm using it. Why? Because tan theta is nothing but sin theta upon cos theta. So similarly, you can write down all the values. And further, we know that cosecant theta, secant theta and cot theta, they are the reciprocals of sin theta, cos theta and tan theta respectively. So simply you can take reciprocals of all respective values. Okay, let us move to a question which is based on these t ratios. Yes, it says evaluate sin square 60 degree plus cos square 30 degree plus cot square 45 degree plus secant square 60 degree. It should be plus here, plus cosecant square 30 degree plus cos square 0 degree. So what should be the value of this? So let us solve a question based on this table. It says evaluate sin square 60 degree plus cos square 30 degree plus cot square 45 degree plus secant square 60 degree plus cosecant square 30 degree plus cos square 0 degree. From the table we can write down all the values and they are sin square 60. Now what is sin 60? That is root 3 by 2. So if we take its square, it will become 3 by 4 plus cos 30. Cos 30 has the same value. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Again its square, it will give you 3 by 4 plus, since tan 45 is 1, cot 45 is 1, 1 square is 1 always. Now secant square 60. We know that secant is reciprocal of cos. So cos 60 we know that is half. So secant 60 will be 2 and its square will be 4 plus, again cosecant square 30. This is reciprocal of sin 30. What is sin 30? Half. Its reciprocal will be 2. Its square will give you 4. And plus cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. Its square will be 1 always. So if you solve it, you will get 23 by 2. A simple substitution question. You know the values, you put the values, you get the answer. So it's recommended again to learn this table. We have seen this, that the answer is 23 by 2. Now the next thing, that is a concept. You must know of quadrant. It says that in first quadrant all the angles are, all the t ratios are positive. In second quadrant sin theta and its reciprocal is positive. In third quadrant tan theta and cot theta is positive. In fourth quadrant cos theta and secant theta is positive. So let us understand this thing. This is x-axis, origin and y-axis. See, we are dividing the whole plane into 4 parts. That's why they are known as quadrant. This is called first quadrant. Second, we are moving in anti-clockwise direction. Third and fourth. In first quadrant, angle starts from here and goes to here. So it says first quadrant is 0 to 90. 0 degree to 90 degree. Second is 90 degree to 180 degree. You can see the straight line, x-axis. A straight line makes an angle of 180 degree. Third, that is 180 degree to 270 degree. We are adding up 90 every time. And this is 270 degree to 360 degree. So these are the fourth quadrant. What we have learned in the previous slide, it says here all the angles are positive. Let's learn a mnemonic first. Mnemonic says after school to college. Of course, this is true. You go to school, you pass your school, then you go to college. So it says after school to college. What do you mean by after school to college? Just take the initials. It says A. A means all. School initial is S. S means sine and it's reciprocal. Cosecant theta. 2. Take its initial, that is T. T is tan and its reciprocal, which is cot. And in the fourth quadrant, the initial is C. That's why you can pick cos and secant. So it says in the first quadrant, all the T ratios are positive. All T ratios means sine, cos, tan and their reciprocals. In second quadrant, only sine and its reciprocal, that is cosecant. They are positive. In third quadrant, tan and cot are positive. In fourth quadrant, cos and secant are positive. So you should remember all these things. Once again, what was the mnemonic? It was after school to college. You can take the initials. In the first quadrant, we have all T ratios positive. In the second quadrant, sine and their reciprocal. In the third quadrant, tan and cot. In fourth quadrant, cos and secant are positive. Now, what is the usage of all this stuff? You can see a lot of data on one slide. The first thing says sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. Cos of minus theta is cos theta, and so on. There are so many formulas written here. So let us derive these things by using all this stuff we have done previously. So I'm picking this sine 90 minus theta. Then I'll take sine 90 plus theta. Then I'll take cos 180 minus theta, cos 180 plus theta. And randomly I'm picking T ratios. So let us see. So let us start. First of all, sometime these kind of questions asked. Find sine 90 minus theta. So the very first you will remember, whenever you have 90 into odd multiple, 90 into any odd number, whatever be the T ratio, for example this is sine, it will change. And whenever we have 90 into even multiple, it will never change. It will remain same. So sine will become sine if we have 90 into even multiple, any even multiple of 90, for example 90, 180, 360 and so on. And if there is an odd multiple of 90, then it will change. So how can we calculate the value of sine 90 minus theta? First of all, you can see 90. That is 90 into 1, and 1 is an odd number. That's why this is 90 ka odd multiple. If you have 90 ka odd multiple, then it will change. Now it will be changed into what? So that is a simple logic, simple mnemonics once again. If you have a T ratio without co, then apply a co. See, we have sine here and we have 90 odd multiple. If there is an odd multiple of 90, definitely T ratios will be changed. If T ratio will be changed, how can we change it? If there is a co before T ratio, remove it. If there is a no co, then apply it, assign it. For example, we have sine. If we add co before sine, it will become cosine. And what is cosine? That is cos. So it will become cos theta. Now one thing is left. See the angle, see the original angle, that is 90 minus theta. We know that 90 is here. And if we subtract anything from 90, it will remain in first quadrant. And in first quadrant, all the T ratios are positive. If all the T ratios are positive, the sign will be positive always. So sine 90 minus theta is nothing but cos theta. Let us take one more example. Practice is required here. Let us take a random thing. Let us calculate sine 180 plus theta. Step number 1. Firstly, note that this 180 is what? 180 is 90 into 2. 90 into even number. It means that is an even multiple of 90. This is an even multiple of 90. T ratio will not be changed. So it will become sine theta. Now coming to angle. That is the second step. See the angle 180 plus theta. What do you mean by 180 plus theta? That is nothing but third quadrant. In third quadrant we know tan and cot theta, they are positive. But originally we had sine. That's why there should be a negative sign here. Because in the third quadrant, sine is always negative. See, whenever we are trying to, in step 2, whenever we are trying to assign a sign, whether we are taking positive or negative, so we will consider only original T ratio. So if we are writing a negative sign here, we are considering this sign, original. Once again, let us take one more example. Let us take cos 270 minus theta. First of all, this is 90 into 3, odd multiple of 90. T ratio will be changed. So what is T ratio here? Cosine. In this T ratio, co is attached. So remove this co. So it will become sine theta. Now in second step, we will change the sign. Now 270 minus theta is what? 270 minus theta is third quadrant. And in third quadrant, original T ratio, cosine, that is negative. So we will put a negative sign here. I think the idea is clear now. Now moving to questions. It says find the values of sine 150 degree. Sine 150 degree. Of course, this is a bigger angle. 150 can be written as 180 minus 30. This is an even multiple of 90. So T ratio will remain same. Now we are coming to second step. In the second step, we will decide the sign, whether positive sign or negative sign. Now 180 minus theta, if we consider 30 as theta, 180 minus theta, that is second quadrant. In second quadrant, original T ratio, which was sine here, that is always positive. So it will become sine 30 only with a positive sign. Now what is sine 30? That is half. Now coming to the second thing, it says cos 135 degree. Now 135 degree can be written as 90 plus 45. Now this 90 is 90 into 1. That is an odd multiple of 90. So T ratio will be changed. Cosine will become sine. Now time to assign the positive or negative sign. 90 plus theta, that is the second quadrant. In second quadrant, the original T ratio, that is cos, that is always negative. So we will put a negative sign here. Now what is sine 45 degree? Remember the table? That is 1 upon root 2. So it will become 1 upon root 2. Now tan of minus 210. What do you mean by minus 210? Let us see. See, initially you are here. If you are taking minus 210, you will come to fourth quadrant. So tan of minus theta is nothing but tan of 360 minus theta. Now you can apply the same thing, angle conversion here. What is tan 360 minus theta? That is minus tan theta. Now what was asked? It was tan of minus 210. So it will become minus of tan 210 minus of tan 180 plus 30, we can write it as. By angle conversion, 90 is even multiple, T ratio will not change. 30, tan 30, 180 plus theta, we are moving to third quadrant, and in third quadrant tan is always positive. So putting a positive sign here. So it will become minus tan 30. What is minus tan 30? That is 1 upon root 3. That will be the answer in this case. Now there are some questions for your practice. And these are the answers. For more videos, log on to hitbullseye.com. Happy learning. Thank you.